right, it's me again, your baby girl, Lady ATV. I'm so happy to be here today. My battery is down, but we're going again today. So, yesterday we were talking about this book, Woman at Point Zero, and I really appreciated Owana for joining yesterday. But though he couldn't join yesterday in the evening, I told him that I'll be coming back in the evening to complete what I started. But when I came back, I didn't see him. But it's fine anyway. So even when I came back, I had some people joined, and it's very amazing. So yesterday we stopped at page 35 of Feather Story. Page 35 of Feather Story. What Feathers went through and everything, but it didn't end there, so we're definitely gonna continue now. So before we continue, let's wait for people to join us. Hey, so let's wait for people to join us so that we can go ahead with what we have today. So we're talking about a book, Woman at Point Zero. So I'm so happy to have you guys here. But my boyfriend will like this thing if you see me like this. This one will like this thing if you see me like this and you subscribe to my YouTube channel. No one wahala. That laptop what they find them important, so wait, ask what's the meaning of that. So we're back to what we have today. Okay. Not bad. Don't mind me. I actually want to do something very important to me. Now. Man things. Okay. Uh can't even remember where we okay, yeah. Okay, we are starting from page 26 of where we stopped yesterday. Yeah, page 26. So let's start. I said I walk with heavy step behind my uncle. Okay, so I walk with heavy step behind my uncle. Everything, the image of that closed door engraved in my mind. When I ate my meals or drank or lay down to sleep, it was there in front of me. I knew that I was not back in my uncle's house. So, when school was done, she's done with school and everything. So, she has to go back to meet her uncle after secondary education. She went back to meet her uncle and all that. Understand? She went back to her uncle's house. The woman who lived with him was his wife, and the children who ran around the house were their children. There was no place for me in this house except on the sofa. A small wooden couch placed in the dining room, close up against the thin wall which separated it from the bedroom. And so every night I could hear their subdued voice whispering on the other side of the partition. It's not easy to find work these days when all you have is a secondary school certificate. Uh-uh. Hey, baby. Coffee. Thanks for coming to my life. I appreciate. Okay. Oh my god. Okay. What can she do then? No, this is a discussion between the both of them. So, nothing. These secondary schools don't teach them anything. I should have sent her to commercial training school. Commercial training school. Okay. Then I should have said, okay, it's not news. Okay, it's no news Talking of what you should have done, what are you going to do now? That could be for years. The house is small and life is expensive. She eats twice as much as many of our children. Chai, bad. Nana, they're now so interested of what she normally eats and all that. This life, cha. We have the servant girl and I cook. We don't need her. Your wife is telling the uncle. But she can make the work easier for you by helping with the cooking. I don't like her cooking, you know. Your Holiness, cooking is the spirit of your breath into it, and I do not like what she breathes into her cooking, and neither do you. Don't you remember the okra she cooked for us? You told me it was not the okra you are accustomed to eat when I make it with my own hands. If you keep her instead of Sadia, we will save the girl's wages. She will not be able to replace Sadia. Sadia is light and quick and puts her heart into her work. In addition, she's not too fond of food or of sleeping long hours. But this girl's every movement is slow and heavy. She is cold-blooded and couldn't care less. So what do we do with her then? We can be we can be rid of her by sending her to the university. There she can live in the quarters allocated to the girl students. To the university, to a place where she will be sitting side by side with men, a respected Shakir and men of religious like myself, sending his knees off to mix in the company of men. Besides, where will the money come from for her lodging and books and clothes? Interesting. You know how high the cost of living is these days. Prices seem to have gone mad, and yet the salary of us government officials only rises by a few millions. Your Holiness, I have a wonderful idea. What is it? My uncle, Jeka Mahmoud, is a vicious man. He has a big pension and no children, and he's been on his own since his wife died last year. If he marries Fergus, she will have a good life with him, and he can find in her an obedient wife who will serve him and relieve his loneliness. Fergus has grown, Your Holiness, and we must be married. It is risky for her to continue without a husband. She is a good girl, but the world is full of bastards. And the wife of the uncle that advised the uncle like this. See this life there. If you don't have anyone, if you actually do not have anyone in this life, you're a goner. I'm telling you the truth. This is a story of a young girl who was found in a prison. You know, a researcher came to a prison, so met her. So she tried so many times to see her, but she couldn't speak. She was actually accused of murder. She actually did the murder. She actually committed the murder. But it's a very long story. She never thought she could do that. You understand? It's a very long story. So she was to be executed that day. That she later gave the researcher a chance to speak to her. So this is her story. She's trying to explain to the researcher. But it's fine. What do we do? Let's continue reading to see what happens at the end. Okay. I agree with you, but I can't remember is too old for her. Now the uncle is telling the wife, who said he's old? He only went on pension this year, and Fergus herself is not that young. Girls of her age have already married years ago and born children. An old but rebel man is surely better than a young man who treats her in a humiliating way or beat her. You know how young men are these days. How young men are these days. I agree with you, but you must not forget that the very obvious deformity he has on his face. Deformity. Who says it's a deformity? Besides, Your Holiness, as the saying goes, nothing shames a man but an empty pocket. Supposing Fergus refuses him, why would she refuse him? This is her best chance to get married though. Do not forget what a nose she has. She's big and ugly like a tin mug. Besides, she has inherited nothing and has no income of her own. We will never find a better husband for her than Sheikh Mahmoud. So now this is the conversation between her uncle. My battery is down. Alright guys. See you guys later. I have an emergency to attend. I'll be back in a jiffy to continue with the story. Trust me, you all will definitely enjoy the story all this time. Do have a great day. I love you so much. So when I come back, I will continue with from where I stop. Bye. I'm going. Someone is just joining. Don't worry, I'll come back for the story. Or you can go back to my live pages. Then you can listen to the big. You can listen from the beginning. You understand? Yeah. So, oh, so see you guys.